A very warm good morning, class. I am Pragya Pandey, and I'll be teaching you today history chapter Kingdom, Kings, and Early Republic of Class 6 in Social Science. So, agenda for our today's class will be we'll study about terms like Janpad, and Mahajanpad. We will talk about the feature of Janpad and Mahajanpad. We will study about kings and their rule. We'll study about the taxation system during that period of time, and we'll end our today's lesson with a small quiz. So first, let's begin with the term Raja. Raja is a name of monarch, a king, or a princely ruler. Raja means king. He is the person who is ruling a kingdom. But at that point of time, the Raja was eligible to perform sacrifice, and one such sacrifice was Ashwamedh Yagya. You all have heard about Ashwamedh Yagya in Ramayana. Similarly, the story revolves how a horse was made to run all over the different kingdoms, and that running horse used to annex those kingdoms, and the ruler of those kingdoms used to accept the power of the main ruler, who was the main king. And the person who used to perform the Ashwamedh Yagya was later recognized as the Raja of Janpad. He was center of everything, and he was the main person who was ruling kingdom. Before moving to Janpad, let's talk about Jan. Jan means people. Jan were the people who used to settle at some place, and later on that place used to be known as Janpad. For example, we are people and we are settled in some city. So we are Jan and the city is Janpad. So what Janpad literally means, the land where the Jan set its foot and settled down, means where people first settled, and settlement here refers to the permanent occupation, permanent livelihood, and a permanent home. They are not movers or like people moving from here to there. They are now settled, and this term was known as Janpad. Archaeologists have excavated number of settlement in these Janpad. Example, Purana Killa in New Delhi, Hastinapur near Meerut, and Atranji Kheda in Itah in Uttar Pradesh. We also find evidences of variety of crops like rice, wheat, and barley, which shows that they used to grow food. And this is one of the feature of permanent settlement. You all can see this picture. This is one of the vessel which we find during Janpad time. This is known as like painted graveware. The name is derived from its color because the vessel is first painted in gray, and then later on several geometrical signs were used to made on those vessels, and these vessels later look attractive. This also shows creativity of the people of that point of time. Now we will talk about Mahajanpad. Mahajanpad, you can say that when Janpad were collected together, or together several Janpads form a Mahajanpad. So these like Janpad here is more important than other were known as Mahajanpad. These Mahajanpads were ruled by great king. As you all can see Magad in this map. So Magad was one of the very important Mahajanpad of that period of time, and Ashoka was ruler of this area. This is situated in Bihar, the present Bihar. Second was Gandhar, third was Kamboj, and like this, total 16 Mahajanpadas were present in India during that period of time. Let's move to see something new. As you all can see, what is this? This is like Google map, which is showing our globe or earth, and this is where is India. As you all can see, this is eastern part of India, this is west, this is north, this is south, and this is central India. Here Patna, Bihar, one of the important Mahajanpad, Magad grew. here near Pakistan, Islamabad, Lahore, this one area here, Gandhar grew, and these all are the area where 16 Mahajanpad grew. And these 16 Mahajanpad were mostly accumulated in northern India. And here only one Mahajanpad we find in southern side of India. Okay, let's see something more. As you all can see here, Mahajanpad is a Sanskrit word and it means great realm for Maha, great, and Janpad where foothold of people, like where people settled. Total 16 Mahajanpads are there, and the source of Mahajanpad, like where we get to know about these Mahajanpad was one of the Buddhist texts known as Anguttara Nikaya. Now let's move to next slide. See, this is one of the important feature of Mahajanpad. As I have mentioned in my previous slide, it had capital city and these were fortified. You can see this is the fortification of the city. This is the picture which you also can find in your NCERT textbook. Now we will study why these fortification were important. This fortification was important because they used to safeguard the city from external war or enemy. These also used to show power and how rich the king or the ruler of Mahajanpad was. This also shows the resources that were present for that Mahajanpad. For example, if we talk about Magad, Magad was one of the fortified city. It has resources of river, Ganga and its tributary. These have jungles. They have several mountains which used to safeguard the whole Mahajanpad. Okay, and these were really large, tall, and impressive walls which were built around cities, which also shows that king is powerful and is it used to signifies how important his rule was. You all can see in this picture the different pattern of fortification to safeguard, and you can see how huge these fortifications were. So you can figure out how important the fortification of the city was during that period of time. Now, taxes. If we talk about taxes, we all know that today your parents pay taxes to Indian government to avail several benefit. From that taxes, Indian government provide road or facility, make public facilities, make hostels, hospitals for people. So similar, if we can relate it to the earlier India, we can find that the ruler of Mahajanpad, for building huge forts and for maintaining big army, they needed resources. And from where they get these resources? They get these resources from the people of their kingdom itself. Several taxes like taxes on crops, taxes on craft person, like which are the crafts they are producing, taxes on animals, and taxes on goods on which they like in which they are trading. All these taxes were laid onto the people of the kingdom so that several resources or resources in the form of money can be generated, and these money can be used for showing power and like maintaining their army. So we can say that taxes was one of the important thing, like one of the major or important source of money. And we can also relate that taxes are being in use from that period of time. So now we will look after a small video and we'll see this video in Google. Let's go share.
Fierce competition was going on between the new kingdoms that popped up during the Vedic age. Some were gaining an advantage, and some were falling behind. But none seemed to be strong enough to take over the region and become a major power. Janapadas, such as Magda, Vatsa, Avanti, and Kosla that emerged in the later Vedic period and moved from semi-nomadic pastoral life to a more settled agricultural society by now. Eventually, people saw the benefits of agriculture. It gave them a more regular source of food, source of income, as well as comfort. And what more can humans ask for if you give them comfort? Safety and comfort. Chasing them have brought us from the hunter-gatherer life to mighty civilizations already. The whole point of scientific and technological progress, even today, is so that we can live safer, easier, and lazier. You don't have to walk to the library to learn anything these days. You just watch a video on your tablet or your screen and be done with it. It is time for a tour of India. I'm going to do this with this Magadhan army, who is on a reconnaissance mission, which means that they are also out to check out all the places and make notes.
This person is talking about Magad army, but we all can see that this is India, and now he will explain how the Mahajanpad grew.
Just my kind of people. So geographically, the Indian subcontinent could be broadly divided into 5 regions. Madhya Desa, or the middle part. Praticya, the western part. Pragya, the eastern region. Dakshinapata, the land to the south of the Vindhyas. And Uttarapata, the land to the north of the Vindhyas.
As we follow the concept of east, west, north, and south. So at that point of time during Mahajanpad era, this was the eastern side was Prachya, the western side was Praticya, the northern side was Uttar Pratha, the southern side was Dakshin Patha, and the central India was known as Madhya Desh.
Now, see here, we are flanked by the mighty Himalayas and the vast ocean everywhere else. Only here was the entry and trade possible easily, which is why the initial Aryans, just like the Harappans earlier, settled right here, along the first river they found on their route. The Vedic civilization thus took root and started off here, the land of the 7 rivers. The whole of Rig Veda talks only about this region. It is only in the later Vedic age that the Vedic civilization gradually moved eastwards and found the Yamuna-Ganga plains, cleared the swamps and the dense jungles with their iron implements, and expanded here as well. The earlier tribes and clans might have gradually split up to form new tribes and Janapadas, which in turn grew larger. Anyway, as a result, soon we had Janapadas and Mahajanapadas all over the place. Look at this. Magadha, only 225 kilometers. Gandhara, only 2,250 kilometers. These are some of the largest Mahajanapadas in the area. Where should we go next, folks? Let's go this way. Well, all the 5 major regions that we divided the country into were broadly under the control of 16 Mahajanapadas by the end of the Vedic age, some of which were soon to be known as Rashtra or kingdoms. Many still retain their tribal names. Kuru was still the land of the Kuru, and Malla of the Malla. Now, just like the many tribes earlier, these Mahajanapadas were also jostling with each other for occupation of territory. Well, let's leave them to it. Seems like these guys have just about finished their march.
So as you all watch that, this is how Mahajanpad and Janpad grew, and how people at that time was like living, and why the permanent settlement was important for them. Okay, now we will be playing one quiz to know what we learned today. Okay, we'll be starting our quiz. Okay, we need at least two players. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed my lesson today. Thank you very much.